Item number,
You don't count.
No, there's a couple back there. There's
is
a
there a
couple back
couple
there.
back there? Oh,
Just to update.
Item number F4, discuss, consider Pecos Economic Development Corporation fourth quarter report for 2018. And this should always be put on as a presentation, not a discuss, consider.
Yes, my request did say, review.
Okay, or review, that works.
Yes, ma'am.
Discuss, consider, review.
We don't need to discuss, consider all this.
That's correct, and I did submit it
Just for our
that way. Yes, ma'am, I did submit it. Mayor and council, thank you for your time this evening. I hope you did have the chance to peruse my 17-page report. And Mary, you probably did find some misspelled words.
Yeah,
But just
They'll
in
give you a
case,
red one next time.
I will, thank you. Just in case that you did not take time to read all 17 pages, I do have a short presentation. I did have 68 new client contacts in the fourth quarter of 2018. 40% of those were looking for land or for housing. I did hold or be in 228 meetings in the fourth quarter. I met with Mr. Sorensen several times. I met with the mayor. I met with my new chairman, Greg Mitchell, 11 separate times in the fourth quarter. Some of the things that we were able to accomplish, I was able to purchase 2 lots on Mulberry, 2 lots in the 700 block of Oak for new housing. We have since sold those to Javier Cruz. We also were able to sell 4 lots in North Pecos in block 21 to a local for some R2 mobile home lots. And as you well know, we were able to finally make a deal on the 70 acres with the city for the city's new complex. During the fourth quarter, we did finish the Jackson Street project. With the help, I want to say thank you to Mr. Sorensen, Mr. Silva, and Mr. Rumbaugh, and thank them for smoothing out some of the issues that we had in that new subdivision. We do have contracts in place for all 16 lots. I should be closing on them in the next 2 weeks, and you will notice that the first house is already under construction. Over the fourth quarter, I had 23 contacts with Mr. Bill Newsom, with Newsom Development, which you all know are the proposed 144 apartments. An update to that, that is a HUD financed project. And with the current government shutdown, Mr. Newsom called me again on Monday to let me know he's ready to push the submittal button, but the government's got to come back. So even the government shutdown has flowed all the way down to the Pecos EBC. The EDC also, we purchased 2.41 acres from the county on Highway 285 to sell to the owner of the current Holiday Inn Express. He does have a new hotel plan for 2020. I have continued working on several different platting options for the 7.47 acres that we have for the Troy Vines for a new subdivision. We are still working on the plans for the streets and the utilities for the Willow, Mimosa, Redbud housing projects, and those should be ready hopefully by the end of February and be ready to be out for bid. And again, I appreciate the help Mr. Sorensen has provided on that. During the summer, I began working with Alex Rich with Audubon Terrace out of Houston to locate. We finally found 2 acres on Daggett Street. They've already began preliminary dirt work over there. That will be 12 new duplexes. As an update, everybody wants to know about the grocery store. In November, I was contacted by Joe Rollins. He needed some information to submit to United and Albertsons. I was able to ascertain the information that he needed in a conversation or an email from him last week. They have signed a letter of intent to purchase the land, waiting on final approval coming from Boise. That was supposed to be in mid to late January. That's now been put off to mid-February, but he was very positive in his.
Even prior to that, they were waiting for approval from Boise?
They've been under contract since mid-November, so the 120 days is actually running out in mid-February.
Do we need to take the trip to Boise?
You know, quite honestly, Councilman, it is between the out-of-town landowner and Boise. As you well know, the city and the EDC, we've done everything we can to attract them, and it's seriously between the out-of-town owner, and Mayor, you know who that out-of-town owner is, and Boise. But I am confident that we should be positive about this. I'm betting 80-20. I really am. I mean, because they know how lucrative I believe Pecos, Texas could be for them. Finally, I just want to update you. The PEDC has finally ended the agreement in extensions with Pecos Delaware Crossing on the 187 acres on South Highway 285. That was officially done on December 10th. So we are out of that agreement. But since that time, I have discovered a few issues with the development agreement that the EDC, the city, and the county put together in 15. I am scheduled in front of the county commissioners on Monday to discuss a modification of that agreement. And as soon as I have that modification and its details, I will bring it back to the city council for your information. But there are some issues that were relevant in February of 15 that are no longer relative in January of 19. So I think the EDC has had an extremely good fourth quarter. I plan on continuing to work for the betterment of Pecos in 2019 and beyond, and I'm available for any questions that you may have tonight.
This really makes it interesting for Dr. Bank.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But I have taken time to talk to 4 of the commissioners in response to the issues, and they are aware that it needs to be modified. There are some, I'll come back to you with the resolution of those issues. Mr. Sorensen is also aware of them, and we're working together to put together either a new agreement or at least an amendment, and I will have you that Word document tomorrow.
Well, at least for the people to know that the supermarket is not a no, it's not a bid.
No,
It
no,
should
by,
be still alive and moving
by no
forward.
means, Councilman, by no means.
And if people know this particular out-of-town landowner, give them a call. Tell them to
His
make a
number is
deal.
listed down on the board.
And additionally, the city and the PEDC are not the stumbling block.
Yes, sir.
No,
That-
no,
Just for clarification.
no, by clarification, not at all.
Mhm.
So we've been working as much, I mean, every time Mr. Rollins has called me, I've got him the information. The information that they needed last time was extremely helpful to him, so I'm still positive.
We did offer them that $1 an acre property.
We did, 9 acres for a single $9 bill.
Good work.
Thank you. I am